647, welcome back to the Valley today, taking a live look at the U.S. Capitol building. The U.S. Senate will begin procedural voting today on 4 amendments dealing with gun control. It all comes after last week's 14-hour-long filibuster by Senate Democrats after that shooting in Orlando. 2 amendments are written by Republicans, 2 are written by Democrats. All of them deal with background checks and trying to prevent suspected terrorists from buying guns. Hey, very good Monday morning, everyone, and thank you so much for waking up with the Valley today. I'm Kyle Bosch. We're just getting started with nonstop news and weather all the way up to the top of the hour to help you plan your day. Lisa Bedeau has the morning off. And we start with a tragic story that we've been following for you in Minnesota this morning. Funeral arrangements are being figured out for a 5-year-old boy who drowned in Marshall County over the weekend. Family members tell Valley News Live Destino Caceres of Warren, Minnesota, was playing with friends near the Tamarack River when he wandered into the water and disappeared. Hundreds of people, along with the Grand Forks Water Operations Rescue Team, searched for about 6 hours before eventually finding his body early yesterday morning. Friends say the family is still trying to come to grips with the tragedy. Well, we're expecting some new information for you this morning on the mass shooting in Orlando just over a week ago. The FBI set to release partial transcripts of the shooter's conversations with police. According to Orlando police, Omar Mateen called 911 and pledged his allegiance to ISIS before opening fire inside the Pulse nightclub last weekend. He also allegedly sent texts to his wife. 49 people were killed and at least 50 others were hurt when Mateen opened fire inside the club. He was later killed in a gun battle with police. Well, at a rally to remember those killed in the Orlando terror attack, the Pride Collective and North Dakota Human Rights Coalition called on state lawmakers to write new legislation protecting the LGBT community from discrimination. Now, at this time in North Dakota, there is no specific protection against employee or housing discrimination for gays or lesbians, and that means people could be fired from a job or evicted by a landlord just based on their sexual orientation. The rally was also to raise awareness about discrimination taking place in communities of color across North Dakota. About 4,000 nurses at 5 Minneapolis area hospitals have started a week-long strike over a contract impasse. Members of the Minnesota Nurses Association began striking yesterday morning at hospitals operated by Allina Health. The main dispute is over Allina's effort to try and switch union nurses' health insurance plans. Allina says that it plans to keep all of its facilities operating with replacement nurses. Well, it was quite the Father's Day to remember at All Nations Assemblies of God Church in West Fargo. At the end of the service yesterday, Maris Boudou was crowned Father of the Year for all the hard work that he does at the church. But the surprise of the day was when members gave Pastor Paul Agamiri the keys to a new car after he dealt with car trouble through much of the winter. The parishioners gave pledges in secret earlier in the year and even held some secret meetings to raise the money, all to get that new car for their pastor. 6:51 now on this Monday morning. The first day of summer is here and we're all smiling. Along with meteorologist Lisa Green, some beautiful pictures, and it sounds like a pretty beautiful day, Lisa.
We've got a beautiful day ahead. I wanted to show this picture because this is perfect summer for me. We've got the lake in the background, a bonfire, and a gorgeous sunset. This was taken Friday night along 10 Mile Lake. Thank you, John, for sharing that with us. We got beautiful sunset photos that have been shared with us recently, and of course we had a stormy weekend as well for some of us, and some incredible photos of some large hail and wind damage as well that came in. That does come along with summertime too, but hey, summer solstice, we've got gorgeous weather here this morning. Blue skies, lots of sun on this longest day of the year, at least the longest number of daylight hours here. And we'll continue to enjoy this sunrise and blue sky throughout our summer solstice today, with temperatures on the comfortable side. Yesterday we hit the 90s. It was really muggy. Today, not the case. We're going to see some 70s for your high temperatures, maybe a couple of us getting to 80 degrees, but most of us spending the day on the mild side here with lots of sun. You can see on our hourly planner, sun showing up throughout, and wind out of the northwest and at times gusting into the 20s to help cool us off if you're outside. That sun is going to feel very warm with us getting those direct rays this time of year. Of course, make sure you put on that sunblock if you're going to be outdoors, and you're going to need it for some time. Sunset at 9:26 tonight. Clear skies for just about everybody. A couple of sprinkles down in the south. Those are moving out. And then for the rest of us today, again, the sunny condition that we'll have all day long with some 50s up to the north this morning. We're at 59 degrees in Grand Forks, 60 in Fargo. The warm spot in Minnesota is 61 degrees. Sisseton is seeing a 65-degree temperature. Wind is out of the west and at times gusting into the upper teens to about 20 miles per hour. And I mentioned that'll probably be the case we have throughout the day. Here's a look at our 7-day planner. 78 degrees your high today in Fargo. Mostly sunny skies, and the really nice weather sticks around through Tuesday as well. And we'll see a couple of more degrees for Tuesday into the low 80s for high temperatures. A chance for some storms moving into Wednesday. And this weekend looks a little bit on the stormy side Friday and into Saturday. But hey, not 90. For those of us who did not want to feel that heat and humidity, we're returning back to more comfortable weather.
My guess is there will be some 90s in the future this summer. So we'll take the little break.
I'm in agreement with that.
All right, Lisa, thank you very much. Well, wildfires continue to rage in parts of the Southwest, being fueled by deadly heat that's impacting that area. The fires are burning in California, New Mexico, and Arizona, where temperatures are soaring into the triple digits and causing many people to get sick. Now, forecasters expect the heat to worsen today. It could expand to the middle of the country by the middle of this week. A West Fargo woman is in a Fargo hospital this morning with serious injuries after a one-vehicle rollover over the weekend. It happened in Richland County. The North Dakota Highway Patrol says 21-year-old Marissa Cutler was headed south on I-29 near Morton, North Dakota Saturday afternoon when her pickup went off the road into the median and rolled over. Troopers say Cutler was not wearing a seatbelt and was thrown from that pickup. In our consumer alert for you this morning, a St. Cloud, Minnesota-based company is recalling more than 55,000 pounds of chicken that may have been contaminated with dirt and sand. Now, contrary to initial reports, only one of the products being recalled by GMP was sold in grocery stores. That item is just bare, whole chicken sold in 4-pound bags. It has a use-by or freeze-by date of June 26, 2016, and a product code of P-322. If you have the product at your home, don't eat it. Instead, throw it out or bring it back to the store for a refund. A new study is revealing just how much the simple act of going to work could cost you. From grabbing a cup of coffee in the morning to the driving itself, it's all taking quite the bite out of your paycheck. The study comes from Career Builder, and it reveals that on average, people spend about $276 a month just to get to work. That works out to about $3,000 per year. Well, one bit of good news for your morning drive to work, gas prices might be going back down. According to the Lundberg survey, the average price at the pump fell about a penny over the last 2 weeks. The nationwide average now $2.37 a gallon. That is up about 60 cents still from February. But experts say there's a good chance the downward trend will continue. Here in our area, gas is still hovering at right around $2 per gallon. A one-time business associate of Prince has died at his home in Minnetonka, Minnesota. Neighbors and friends say 48-year-old Paul Pudlitsky once managed the Grand Slam Club in Minneapolis, which was owned by Prince at the time. Police were called to his home Saturday morning on a report of a man not breathing. Hearing, vision, learning, no matter what you or your loved one might struggle with, there is new technology that might be able to help you keep your independence. The Valley Today's Kristi Larson is joining us live this morning from IPAT in South Fargo with all the details. Hi, Kristi.
Well, we all know, Kyle, how important it is to have that independence, especially if someone is living maybe on their own or maybe they're starting to be a little bit more elderly. And so John and I have been talking a little bit about that. Is one of the things you said is sometimes we don't realize how much help someone actually might need inside of their own home until people go back and look at it.
Well, I think, Kristi, in today's mobile society, a lot of the adult children live away from home. And one of the things that this time of the year over the holidays, they come home and find that mom or dad probably aren't quite as active as they used to be. And sometimes it's the denial of us adult children that remember mom and dad being real active and we're surprised they're not quite as active. And sometimes it's a denial of our elderly parents who aren't quite willing to use things that could really help their daily lives. And so it's a great time to bring their parents in or come in themselves and take a look at finding things that can really help mom and dad stay safe and efficient in their homes.
And it could be anything from prevention, or maybe if they did have something like a stroke or Parkinson's disease, a lot of different technology to help them, maybe even to make life easier, Kyle, with even a different remote. They have a card shuffler. So much to see here at IPAT. We're just off 32nd Avenue and 15th Street South. So something to definitely check out for all ages and all abilities of people.
All right, Kristi Larson reporting live for us this morning. Thanks, Kristi. A couple of big sports stories people are still talking about this morning and will be all day. The Cleveland Cavaliers and their fans are waking up NBA champions. LeBron James and the Cavs came back from a 3-1 deficit in the finals, the first team ever to do that in the NBA Finals. They beat the Golden State Warriors 93-89 in Game 7 last night. A party on the court in Oakland and in the streets of Cleveland. It is Cleveland's first major pro sports title since 1964. LeBron was named Finals MVP. Well, another controversy that ended up still turning out okay at the U.S. Open in Oakmont, the 116th U.S. Open. It started on hole number 5. Dustin Johnson, here's a close-up of what happened. His ball moved before he had addressed his putter. But now the USGA initially said, oh, we just had our lights flash in the studio. Sorry, that was a little weird. The USGA said that initially Johnson was not going to have a penalty stroke. They later changed their minds in the middle of his round. But DJ, he was still so tough. Stuck it on 18, makes the birdie putt, ends up winning by 3 shots, his first ever major. All right, let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook this morning. One of these lasts about 91 hours on average. The answer is a diet. You can take part in our question of the morning by heading to our Valley News Live Facebook page. How's your weather computer? That was a little weird, Lisa.
Yeah, everything just went crazy. I had the Skycam shot set up for the beautiful sunshine we've got on this solstice, and then it all just went crazy. But it's looking good today. We've got sunny skies, temperatures in the 70s, feeling a lot more fresh than we have recently, and no storms for the next couple of days.
Sounds good. That's our time on this Monday morning, everybody. Hope you have a great Monday. We will see you tomorrow morning right here on the Valley Today.